Hi yogis, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Bhujapidasana or shoulder pressing pose. This is an intermediate to advanced pose that is so much fun, but the mechanics could be a little tricky. So I'm so excited to demystify it for you. You're definitely going to need a set of yoga blocks today. Also, Bhujapidasana requires a lot of flexibility in your hamstrings and also core and inner thigh strength and hip and wrist mobility. So please make sure that you do a nice warm up before you try to dive in and try this pose with me. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get to it. Let's start standing. So bring your feet a little wider than hips width distance apart. Just make fists and start to circle out your wrists. You definitely should do your own comprehensive wrist warm up, but let's just do a little bit together. So wrist circles here. Just getting out those snap, crackle, pops. Nice, and then let it go. Root the feet, roll the shoulders back, stand up tall. And then lift your toes here and really feel like you're pulling energy up from the ground, up through your legs. Pull your inner legs together like magnets. Just feel the inner legs, your adductor muscles, charge up, turn on. And breathe. And relax. So remember these guys because you're going to need them in this pose. Let's lower down to Malasana, low squat. So come on down. Good. And just be here for a little bit, shift side to side, let the hips open. Now it does help sometimes to already have a crow pose in your arsenal before attempting this posture, but that being said, I've seen plenty of people not be able to do crow and still be able to do Bhujapidasana, so it really depends. In the spirit of play and discovery, let's find out. So from here, I want you to lift your bum, parallel your feet, but keep the feet wide. I'm gonna just turn to the side here. And bring your feet actually as wide as your mat and bend your knees a lot. And you're gonna come into almost a happy baby on your feet. So I want you to see if you can grab your ankles from the back and kind of snuggle your torso underneath. And just see how that goes. Okay, you can bend your knees a lot. This pose is very humbling, right? Like, I feel like a goblin when I'm doing this pose, but it's so fun. Kind of gets us in touch with our childlike self. Okay, good. All right, now let that go. Come on back down to a squat just to watch this demo. So the first way that I learned this was using yoga blocks. It's a little easier to get a sense of lift. So you'll come into that same prep position that we were in, but now you're just watching. And you're gonna put the blocks behind your heels, so as wide as your mat. And then you're gonna bring your hands onto the blocks, heels of the hands on the blocks, fingers facing down. And then you're gonna try to snuggle your shoulders between your legs. And you wanna try to get your calves quite high up on your outer arms and then squeeze like crazy. Look forward, grip your blocks, and then just come onto the balls of your feet, okay? So that is step one. So we're gonna try that together. So grab your blocks, I'll walk you through that again. So we're in a wide forward folds, placing blocks behind heels. Start to bend the knees and try to get the arms and some of the torso in between the legs. Bring the heels of the hands to your blocks with your fingers facing down. Now start to sit onto your triceps and then look forward and think of really pulling your heart forward as you come onto the balls of your feet. Now maybe you're able to lift one foot up and then the other. So just play with that, but keep pulling your heart forward. And when you're ready to come down and rest, come down and rest. Take some circles with your wrists. So how'd that go? Did you fall? You might have fallen on your butt. That happens in this pose. It's just sort of par for the course. I told you it was humbling. So if you fall backwards, it's because you're not pulling your heart enough forwards and squeezing your inner legs against your arms. So let's try it one more time. If you felt really confused, you can also always just watch It's the beauty of learning on YouTube, right? You can always rewind, pause, go back. Okay, so our hands are on the blocks. We're sitting onto the triceps. We're rounding the upper back, squeezing the inner legs against the arms like crazy, pulling the heart forward, and then keep pulling your heart forward to counteract falling back. Now, next advancement is maybe crossing at your ankles. Crossing at your ankles. Woo! And then maybe try to switch the cross. Okay, come on down. Ooh, forward fold, grab opposite elbows, just sway side to side. And then bend the knees, come on down to a seat. Breathe. Awesome. So you might want to use blocks in this forever. It's a great way to get a sense of lift and height. We're going to try this one more time. You might not use the blocks this time just to see how that is. Some students actually find it easier. So let's see how it is for you. So again, we come into our wide forward folds. We bend the knees, we bring the hands in between the legs behind the heels, and then you're going to plant your hands down. And then you bend the elbows back and you're thinking of sitting the backs of your thighs onto your triceps, pulling your heart forward, squeezing your inner legs into the arm until you can lift up. And then maybe you cross the ankles. Now, this is a prerequisite for a pose called firefly or Bhujapidasana, where you straighten the legs. Okay, so Bhujangasana, that's not this pose, Bhujapidasana is a great way to start learning firefly, Bhujapidasana. So come on down, take a couple circles with your wrists. And then just bring both hands over your heart, taking a moment to feel your beating heart and thank yourself for trying something new. Thank you so much for being here with me. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already so we can stay connected. Please let me know how this went for you. I would love to hear. Drop me a note in the comments below, and I'll see you again soon.